First things first, my name is Kenneth Brett. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. Over here, looking at my cat taco around. I am looking at getting me some storefront. I got the storefronts I'm working at right now, but I want my own storefront. Well, actually, show gallery. Well, I guess it's storefront and show gallery. So I'm going to be doing something in the Lehigh Valley area, but not in this area over here. Product management. Let's see if we can add another one to this right here. We all react this way. Next side, I got notifications on the side popping up. Okay, it's all good. All right, so I'm going to invest money from my lawsuits into building AdTech bigger, which means I need a storefront gallery. Storefront gallery. Storefront gallery.
According to Wikipedia, Storefront for Art and Architecture is an independent, nonprofit art and architecture organization located in Soho, Manhattan, in New York City.
I need to buy one. Well, actually, rent one. Not buy one. It's too much money. I'm gonna rent one out. So I got the other stores that have AdTech, but I want my own store, so I can basically sell my product. Companies and customers, mainly offline, so I can basically I really want to get into this offline business. I've been doing online for quite a long time. I definitely want to get into the offline side of it all. So I definitely want to get a gallery to show up AdTech and some other technology we work on. So I'm going to be getting me a storefront pretty soon in our gallery. So I can show off the AdTech technology and all the other stuff we work on. I can do my floors, the ceilings, the windows, everything. We have the Apex on a giant screen, so we can have that all set up. And it'll be all paid by you trolls. Oh, you're paying for it. I'm not paying for this. And out of my AdTech technology money, oh, heck no. No. You guys are going to pay for this business adventure. I just got finished talking with an attorney about taking out of the hundreds of people we caught, doing stuff you shouldn't have been doing, making up fake YouTube accounts and about my company and all this stuff. You guys are going to pay for me suing you for 2 years. All right. Well, about roughly 2 years it'll take to get it all squared away. Probably some new ones along the way. But starting with that other one in California, definitely. I was talking to several people about the email on how they're going to go about this. It's interesting. There's just so many different ways this could go south on so many different levels. Let me put something on. Sorry, this is from him. Because what he said in that email, literally, what he said in the email, it easily will have immigration involved in this, easily, very easy. Because what he said in the email, he literally stated he didn't have paperwork. And I showed it to several people, and they said, well, there's a good chance he might not even make it here. They're going to do a background check on him. When a background check going to come up, automatically going to come up if you don't have paperwork. You just said you literally don't have any paperwork here. They run a background check on him. You got to have something to come up. If nothing comes up, and they got no way to basically fingerprint them, that's pretty much it. That's why they're going to have the system that's fingerprinting them. I think he feels because he don't have any criminal, that don't make nothing at all. Because you don't have any criminal background. There's plenty of people sitting right now with a life sentence right now don't have a criminal background. They just did something really jacked up to actually get the life sentence. So that don't mean anything. I don't know who's giving him advice, but they're not giving you good advice at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you that right now. Your advice is poor right now. So there are plenty of people sitting in the system right now that are first-time offenders that got life sentences, 50, 60, 30 years, all that. Yeah, it don't come down to, it comes down to more like if you do something like a misdemeanor, something small, you're a first-time offender, then they'll give you some light time, most likely probation. But you get federal, no way in the world. There's no way, it's not even possible. But yeah, that email had a couple people read through it, and they were like, oh shoot. Yeah, he admitted he doesn't have documents. You're kind of bragging in the email, the way my buddy saw it, and the rest of them saw it, you were bragging like you were untouchable. Like nobody could catch you, you know what I mean? You don't have any documents here. You don't exist in the U.S. You were kind of bragging. You could do what you want to do. So they look at it as personal now. Which means now they're going to hunt you down to find you. You basically disappear, they're going to hunt you down. Because now they're going to take it personal now. See, that's what happens when you do too much. When you do too much, at the end of the day, they're going to take it personal. And you know, the Marine at the end of the day, he can't wait to get him. Because he said it's not just about the whole talk, it's the fact that how you feel you can come here to his country at the end of the day and do whatever freak you want to do, and then make a statement like by saying that, oh, you can't catch me because I don't have any papers and I don't exist here. In his world, you do exist. So he kind of made it, you're making it personal. Any military, you're making it personal too. You come into their country, mind you, they bleed for that flag. They die for that flag. And you come here to this country and you make a statement like that by saying that, oh, good luck finding me. I don't have any paperwork. I can rip off as many people as I want. I can rob, steal, cheat, kill. You can't touch me because I don't have paperwork. You made it personal. My family's majority military. They took it personally. Oh, he can't be found, huh? That's what he's saying? He said he can't be found. That's what he's saying. If you want to put a challenge to that, they'll find you. They'll definitely find you. You made that very personal. So I had some people look it over. I got a couple of friends of mine are Navy SEALs, all that stuff. Yeah, they looked at that. They're like, what's he saying here? He's trying to say he can do whatever he wants when he come here, and he got no paperwork. Like he think he can do it. Yeah, you making it personal, man. I'm just showing people your email. That's all. Which I got a right to do. You sent it to me, right? So that's what I'm doing. I just find it interesting that all that time y'all was ridiculing me, telling I was racist, and he just admitted in the email that he's undocumented. Oh, and I got a couple of the friends who saw the email. They particularly saw the part where he stated that all his stuff is in other people's names. Guess what? That's perjury. So anybody who basically puts something in his name knowing that he's undocumented, you're in a lot of trouble. You're going to jail. That's coming. So they dig up anything on that car, anything. I don't know what else he would have that would involve someone else's name. My buddy was looking at that like, you own a house? I was like, no. You own a business? I was like, no. You're talking about brick and mortar. Like, you own anything that requires for your co-signer to have it in your name. That apartment, that's what they're going to dig into. They're going to dig into the lease. They're going to dig into the apartment complex. They want to know what name is on the lease, whose name is on the lease, all that. Yeah, they're going to dig into everything. But the part where he hung himself is that they might have overlooked it, that he doesn't have paperwork. He could easily be transferred here because of the bench warrant he's going to receive because he can't show up. So if he's here, that means that he could be in the system for a while before this ever pops up that he doesn't have these documents. I mean, literally, there's a lot of people in there. There's plenty of people in there right now that are undocumented that just it didn't pick up on it. They're just there. And he literally could have avoided that nightmare coming up with them at the end of the day, with the other side, ICE. But this dummy sends me an email bragging about how he doesn't have paperwork and how he basically doesn't exist in the U.S. That's a document I got to hand over to the courts. Because in that document it talks about it. Copyrights, it talks about a lot of stuff that you claim that are not real. All that's a challenge in court for us. So, you're going to look at that like, what do you mean? What do you mean he's non-existent? Then they're going to call somebody. They're going to call somebody. They're going to call immigration. Because you literally bragged about it in the email. And the other part I don't get, this is the part that I find most baffling of all. When you say, good luck on getting a process server, what is wrong with you? We had a process server at your front door. That wasn't a Girl Scout delivering cookies. That was a freaking process server. You know where it's at your door, right? I mean, literally, I have pictures of your apartment complex. I mean, why would you even put that in there? Oh my goodness. I think he lost his mind. I don't think he's there. I really do believe that. Like, how do you not know that we were there? We were already there. Good luck finding you. You have an address. You're right there. Anyone can find you. You're literally on public domain for what's it called? Secretary of something, California, whatever. Anyone can find you, literally. You're not that secret. Now, if you had no one knew where your address was at, you had no LLC, then literally you can write that in there. But we know where you're at. I have no idea what that stands for. I just scratched my head on that whole thing. And then you send the email right in the same timeline we're filing against you. Remember I sat there and said the other day, some people are their worst enemy? When Fernando carries this type of behavior into the prison system, he won't last long. He won't last long, I guarantee you. He won't. This type of nonsense, you carry this nonsense to the prison system, that's a whole different world over there. It ain't gonna last long. You might not even make it 2 days in there. He really isn't. He probably won't make it 2 days. And there it is. This is how jacked up it is because of his whole, how he carries himself. I got people making bets how long you're gonna last. I'm really saying you're gonna last that long. You're gonna end up rubbing somebody the wrong way. They're gonna end up hurting you. You don't learn, dude. We got evidence on you. We got a ton of evidence on you. A ton of evidence on you, every level you could think of. And you send me an email, scream out to the top of your lungs, a bunch of heavy evidence. Whew! That's why I even come over. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I challenge you on the copyrights. You know how that's gonna go. You got to in the video saying the product was Home Depot paint. You got to an email, your email. He didn't even use a fake one at that. He used his own email. Sheesh. When you show up and brag, you show up your vehicle with the dealer plates attached to it. That's easy to track. And then the person who sold you the car, I don't care what. And then keep in mind, let's say if somebody, he paid for the car, and somebody did the rest on it, say it's in somebody else's name, they could snatch that car away from you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You're undocumented. You can't do nothing. You can call the police. You know, they can get you on that one. Or, when you stake them, what's going to happen to the payments on the vehicle? Now, if you bought it outright and it's yours, then guess what? In the lawsuit, we're taking it. And when you say it's under somebody else's name, putting stuff under somebody's name and not having documents automatically is designed to make you forfeit anything you have. That's not going to help you. Having something, and keep in mind, buddy, that the only thing you can have on your name, apartment, was to the owner. It don't make a difference. You don't own any brick and mortar businesses, so no. And the only thing you have is a vehicle, so you don't even have a license for that. We know you don't have a license for that. Period. You don't have a license. So basically, you still running with the dealer plates on it. You haven't changed anything over, no title to the car, nothing. You haven't changed anything over on the car because you don't have proper paperwork. That's you got somebody else to trade over on it. They're still gonna get busted for that because when you leave, the payments they're still gonna have to make them. You're not there. There's just so many things. On top of that, vehicle's gonna get snatched anyway. You bought the vehicle while you were basically doing that counterfeiting nonsense in your apartment. We're definitely gonna make sure the judge knows about all of that. So they're gonna snatch anything they're gonna think that's entitled to that. That's why we got into the lawsuit first. Because we know once that goes through, they gotta contact these big boys. They're gonna contact Disney. Anybody's on that table, they gotta contact everybody. Let them know that we got a person in lockup that's responsible for selling your merchandise without permission. That's where the heavier time's gonna come in at. You know Disney don't play around. Disney gonna get that man freaking 50 years. And he's gonna have time on top of time. And then people kill me when they sit there and say, well, you can't get time on top of time. Are you kidding me? If people get 3 life sentences. There's a cop that was going around. Like I said, people designed to self-destruct. Perfect example. There's a cop that had everything. Beautiful wife, police officer, high school football player back in the day. You know what I mean? He's an Asian guy. And lived up in a real nice neighborhood, high-end neighborhood. You know what I mean? Had everything. And this guy decided to go down into the poor areas of the neighborhood and rape black women. So he would turn off his GPS in certain areas, and he was leaving a trail behind. Every time he turned the GPS, he had raped a bunch of women. This chick got 250 years in jail. I watched the whole court hearing. It was insane. It was insane. He did the same thing like they all do, man. They're freaking shuffling with the feet and twitting with the hands and all that stuff with your head down. And then, you know, rocking back and forth and all that. Yeah, man. They first hit him with that freaking, he got 10 years. They hit him with 10 years off the bat. 10 years. After that, once you hit 10 years and you got 250 counts on you, you know you ain't never getting out. Man, it counted up. It got to like freaking 25 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years, 7 years, 130 years. Yeah, man, it was bad. You got 30 counts on you. So, I don't know. Like I said, you know, I don't even know how in the world you think at the end of the day you're getting out of this, because it ain't going to happen. And if you say you ain't got paperwork, what does that mean? You still can be found, Fernando. We found you with the process server. We'll send the same one to the address. Twice. One for the lawsuit, one for the criminal. And then when Baldwin police get there, they know where it's at. They're going to just come there and just get you. Somebody was crying. He was like, wait a minute, hold on. It's the same guy that got the LLC? I said, yup. He said, he's the same guy you sent the processor just front door. I said, yup. So what's he talking about? You can't find him. Or maybe you stand still enough. Maybe we'll walk past you. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I don't think he has short-term memory loss. He has to have it. How do you not remember that? I'm pretty sure your wife remembered it because she was having a conversation with the process server. She never forgot that one. So the whole object is to get Fernando away from the building. That's the whole strategy. Because we don't want that unit coming to the building. So we're to get him away from the building, which ain't hard to do. The bench warrant should do it. Now, I'm going to start building on my future. And you got to worry about what's about to happen to you in the next couple months. Because if you don't show up for that freaking... See, the thing about it, you don't show up for the lawsuit, that's a strike on them already. That shows you a no-show from the door. That's the last thing you want in any court hearing with anybody, is you a no-show. Because it'll go up there like, oh yeah, he didn't show up. Judges get ticked off on that. That's definitely going to be written in the report. Then we take you over to freaking for criminal charges. That's an open and shut. You didn't even show up for the lawsuit. That shows you're guilty. And we got all the evidence on you right now, plus that email nonsense that went on. So, yeah, you don't show for that. That's bench warrant. You automatically get a bench. Everybody say you get a bench warrant. You don't get a bench warrant automatically. So, Baltimore police are going to be there. And they're going to lock them up. Take them down there to the cell. Process them. Mug shots. I am getting your mug shots, by the way. They got to get the mug shots. Police cam. All that stuff. We get everything. And then what goes on in court, if you don't show, we're going to post a document. The document will show that Fernando didn't show for court. We'll post a document. And then after that, the one we're looking for the most is the bench warrant. That's what we need. Once you get the bench warrant, they can come get you. A judge will order that one. So I'm going to be sitting right up in court. And my people are like, he ain't showed up. I'm going to sit back here and just wait. Wait for the judge to pop up. And once the judge pops up, just sit there. They're going to give a little more time. You know, everybody approach the bench. And they're going to get right there from the door. They're going to issue the warrant for your arrest. So, if you contact them, they got your information where you live at. They'll contact the Baldwin Police Department. They heard, I talked to them before. Watch, you'll get that warrant from the judge. And they got to come right up there and get you. Once they get you, take you down there to the precinct. They're going to process you the whole 9 yards. They're going to keep you in a holding cell until, I don't know if they're going to come up and get you. Or probably most likely, they're probably going to come down and get you from here. Pick you up from there, or they're going to drop you off here. I don't know which way the transition is going to go. But I do know for a fact that you are going to be in that jail over here. That's where you're going to be at. They got to keep you there because you got a bench warrant. You didn't show up for court. So they'll keep you there until the next court date comes up. Next court date could be next year. So you could be sitting in there next year. Could be next year. Could be, I don't know. Could be going to be there for a long while. Takes a while. You're just better off just going to the court hearing and getting it over and done with. So basically getting a bench warrant and sending it over there to that holding facility. You could be there for a year or so, just waiting. But either way, you'll be there. But while you're there, not going anywhere, I'm going to be following multiple lawsuits against you. That other people come in to testify that how you attacked them and stuff like that. So you're going to be coming out of that unit back into the courtroom to be prosecuted. It's going to be a long, long, long year. Oh, man. And I got to contact the post office inspector for information on, they're going to start opening a case for McAfee and PC King. Williams is already in there. The whole file is about Williams right now. We have to put the ratio in there. So future, you ain't got one. You can have a future, you just got to get past that nightmare first. Storefront. Ooh, let me see what the inside of these yours look like. Can't wait to get mine. Yep, and you trolls gonna pay for it. Especially Williams Building, they definitely gonna pay for it. Man, they gotta pay us so much money on this nonsense. It's not even funny how bad this is about to be in a lawsuit. Now, Fernando's landlord is willing to settle out for a little bit. We'll take the settle out. I think, I was going to say 20, but I think $50,000 is good for us. We'll take 50. We can take more than that, a lot more than that. Mind you, he had a legal immigrant in there, caused all this trouble. Yeah, a lot. It's counterfeiting business running out. Again, no, because you can't, they might be hitting with that. They might be hitting. Disney might hit them. I don't know about that. That's none of my business at the end of the day. For 50 grand, we'll take 50,000. All right, sit down and talk. We have to go for an arbitrator, which means you have to come up here. We go for an arbitrator. All right, give us 50,000. I want something like this. See, I want something hot like this. This is in Manhattan. Manhattan, I know got some banging freaking storefronts and galleries, especially in New York. New York got some nice setups over there. I might get one in New York City too. I'm gonna grab one in New York, and I'm gonna grab one in Philly and one up here. I'm gonna get 3 of them. And my lawyer saw that one with the building over here. We sued the city on that one. On that one, he was like, "Oh, that's open and shut, man. Open and shut." So I'm figuring what I'm gonna do with that money. I'm gonna get 3 stores with it. 3 stores. Get my limousine and my and build my home. Oh, look at that. That is freaking hot. These are real nice. Oh, yeah, that's definitely nice there. Put those screens in here. Oh, man, yeah. These screens are gorgeous. I can't wait to set them up. I'm doing 200 inches, 180, 150 displays. We're definitely doing a curve. I want to do a black curve, transparent with the AdTech technology. Definitely going to put that in. Fish tank walls, floors. We got a tile system coming in from AdTech. We're going to do the floors and we're going to do the ceiling with the tile system. So he's going to projector map that one in. Have all the lights on. And then if we're lucky, if we get something with a backyard area with it, man, we can put screens out there on display. I definitely want to put a huge Mako shark or basically a megalodon. Splashing on the side of the building. My buddy does AI. At the end of the day, he's the one that's going to be responsible for doing all that crazy stuff. The 4 panels. We can have a person AI jump from one screen to the next screen to the next screen and talk about the technology. I can't wait. That's going to be freaking sick when he sets it up. And you trolls will pay for it. Yep. That's hot. I just find it ironic that the fact that it's crazy that you guys all teamed up on me to destroy my business. And now you're going to be the ones responsible for making my business grow to the next level. Isn't God interesting at the end of the day? You guys thought you all gang up on me, destroy my company, and now God made it so that my enemies will pay for the next level in our technology. Yep. You have to understand, for you trolls that got your YouTube accounts that we got right now, we get 3 people we pull in, 3 people we sue. We win, automatically. Anybody we bring in, automatically going to consume. At the end of the day, you're guilty. We got 10 of them. We got a track record of knocking out 10 trolls. Lawsuits filed, 1. Yeah, the rest of them is going to be, it's going to be easy. Every time I walk in, like, win. I mean, easy. $500,000 each. So you're going to pay for all this. It's the consequences of messing with God's blessings. Everything you were blessed to have, you will now lose. We will have it. We'll use it to fund our companies. I'm going to get more than one. Let me get back over here. I want to see if I can put another one in here. How much you going to charge for? That is what? That's a 48 by 96. And for those of you, not you naysayers, I'm not talking to y'all. Those who enjoyed the snow video, thank you so much. I almost killed myself in that video. A lot of you not. I had an issue out there. Pushed it too hard. I went too far out. I wasn't supposed to go that far out. I was only supposed to go to the Christmas tree. That's as far as I was supposed to go. And then someone was like, come on. Let's just walk around, see what happens. I walked all the way out there past the freaking statue. I was on the opposite side where the office is at. So I'm way on this side over here. I said, you know what? I'm going to pop in and check out my sister. So I'll pop over and see how she's doing. What the frick you doing outside? You crazy? And you know you got all kinds of problems. Like, nah, I'm good. I felt fantastic. Like, I didn't even know everything was good. So I walked off the porch and I started treading the other way. And then my breathing started to act a little funny. I was like, oh, this is mucus. I know what it is. I've been through this like 1,000 times. I just got to clear my lungs and spit. That's basically what it. Sorry about that. And cover that up, spit, whatever. And it clears my lungs. It allows me to breathe. So I have to learn to control my breathing and my walking at the same time. Yeah, it was easy. It was a nice little challenge at the end of the day. So I was able to, and then the panic kicks in. That's the crazy stuff. You got to learn to be able to control the panic. See? Mind over matter. Got to be able to control it. But anyway, try to say that, oh yeah, you're going to die. You know what I mean? You're going to pass out. You're not going to be able to breathe. You're going to suffocate in all this cold. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll just sit there and relax, control my breathing, relax, chill, pray, and walk. And boom. Next thing you know, I was back. That's it. Because the last thing you want to do is panic. Panic is what causes all the damage. You gotta learn to control. Meditate, walk, and control. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. End of the day, I really enjoyed it. Got to do it again. Next time, I want to have the cover over my mouth, because that's what I should have had. I should have had something cover my mouth, so I wasn't breathing the cold air into my lungs so fast. So next time, I get the cover for my mouth, the flaps that comes over, which I should have had, which I don't know why. This time, I'm getting me one. They got me one with the flap that comes across and blocks out any of the heat. And I should have been wearing hunting gear. But then again, when you wear hunting gear, you got to be careful too, because if you wear the hunting gear, your body can basically accumulate and sweat. No, you catch a cold and die in it too. Yeah, no. It sounds pretty. No. I had that incident happen already. I caught pneumonia. Wearing hunting gear. The battery packs in them. Your body being there sweating. And your body sweats, and any air that shoots in goes into your open pores. Oh yeah, you will get messed up. You will get messed up. It happened to me, man. I ended up talking like tone loc for a couple of months. I was so jacked up, man. Dude was like, good gracious. I was like, oh no, I got sick. I had the heater, had camping equipment on and hunting equipment on, and your body sweated, and then boom. I wanted to unzip my jacket because I was so hot, and that's what did it. Can you believe it or not, the naysayers are in my room. They're always in my room, watching me. Naysayers, look, let me explain something to you. You need to spend as much time with your families. You understand that part? Literally, I'm telling you, you better take my advice. I did this one already before. I would spend as much time as you possibly can, because you ain't never going to see them again. You don't want them going through that facility. Definitely don't want them going through that facility. No, we don't want them going through that facility. Heck, some people at the end of the day are like, don't come back and visit me. Because they don't want you coming back, especially if you're going to be altering and changing, because you're going to accumulate scars. Some people come to court, got black eye, bloody nose, something went wrong, missing teeth, stuff go on in there. It happens. So they'd rather not see them that way. It happens in there. So what about you? I was protected by God. I was a Christian man when I walked in there. Okay. I'm a Christian man. I never had that issue. I never had one fight when I was in there. Not one. Nothing at all. Not a thing. Nothing. Got along with everybody. Literally. Never got in any trouble. No fights. Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing. Because you know why? God was protecting me while I was in there. That's why. I even had one guy who was trying to attempt something toward me, and he couldn't even come near me. He couldn't even touch me. He couldn't even understand. Use anybody else. He said, use anybody else. I hit him, but I can't hit you. He's having all types of nightmares and everything. Yeah, because the Lord will come to you in your dreams and tell you at the end of the day, that's my servant thing. You better watch it. And yeah, he couldn't explain it. Then me and him becoming good friends out of it. He just couldn't understand. He said, man, that Christian power at the end of the day is no joke. He said, man, well, I don't play at the end of the day. So I didn't have that problem. That's why I said, at the end of the day, when y'all gentlemen breach that threshold, you got an option. You hit a crossroad. You can take it up with Jesus. You can take it up with the devil. You take it up with the devil, I guarantee you, he's coming for you in that place. You will see the minute that you don't pick up that cross, you will see an altered change like you've never seen before. You will see people literally walking up to you and just giving you evil stares. That's Satan staring right at you. That's the devil staring right at you. Yeah. And this one, at the end of the day, man, he gonna play that role. It's sad but true. He don't learn anything. He sent me that dumb email. What was that email supposed to do to begin with? You have one of my names in there. What's that supposed to do? Oh, I'm so intimidating. You have my name. Big deal. I got like 5 first names. You still, number one, you got it in the wrong category where it's supposed to be. And second, at the end of the day, you're missing like 3 more. Not even close. But that's supposed to intimidate me? Fernando, I'll explain something to you. You don't intimidate me in any way whatsoever. Do you understand me? When you do stuff like this, it's just like giving me another bullet to put in a chamber for you. Literally. You're playing Russian roulette with a full deck. That don't bother me at all whatsoever. I don't know what freaking fruity nonsense you get from friends at the end of the day. That don't intimidate me. That just makes me put more pressure on you. Now you got even more pressure because of that letter now. There's no intimidation there. You want to see intimidation? Wait till you meet the other half. That's intimidation. Wait till you meet those guys in the day, the ones you mentioned on the YouTube video. Wait till you see the connections and ties they got inside. That's going to be some crazy stuff. You're going to meet intimidation. Definitely going to meet that. And this is intimidation that doesn't just talk. This is intimidation with action. Two different types. But next time you want to go around announcing people on YouTube that, again, connected to my side of the family, then you'll learn that they don't do that. Everybody knows that rule in the book. Apparently you don't. How do you live in California that long and don't know those rules? Yeah, dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, he gonna know that at the end of the day. It was a threat at the end of the day. He go full Karen, turn into one, goes to threat. He says, no, buddy, it's not a threat at the end of the day. That's a problem you have between them and you. You mentioned their name, right? All right then. So when the time comes, if a group of people walk up to you and they mention those names, you already know from the door it's about to go down. You can go to cops all you want about that. Oh yeah, some guy on YouTube, somebody his other half of the family, potentially are going to stomp me into a mud puddle. What did you do? What did you do to trigger this off? What caused all this? I mentioned their names on YouTube. Well, why would you mention their names on YouTube? Do you know these people? I don't know any of these people. Why would you mention somebody that you don't know? If he has family members on his side that are that dangerous, why would you even call these people up? They're going to say, well, when they get there, just let us know. And they're just looking at you like you're a complete idiot. But when it be tough man. Now, tough man's scared. Tough man's sending me letters and trying to discourage me not to go file against them. Let me see. Jeez, my goodness. Just got finished watching Uncle Buck. It's the first time I've seen that. Well, he's the first time I said Uncle Buck. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't really watch a lot of movies at all. Period. It's once in a blue moon I watch a movie. I developed movie theater equipment. I barely ever watch movies on anything. I do a lot of gaming or I do research on these screens. I watch a lot of documentaries. I use them for movies. Big screen I had outside, I barely ever used that thing. Only used it to do movies off of it for demonstrations. That's it. I go out there and watch and use that thing. All right, what size screen are we doing on this one? It's 36 by 96. 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 That's the price for that one, right? 36 by 96. That'd be roughly $1,227 for that one. What's the price on that one? And then it says, well, who will pay? And this is a different type of marketplace. This marketplace is for corporations, business, and companies. This is what this marketplace is designed for. I already have orders for the technology already. Let me see. And then this site is available. They can buy it now. Right now, the other technology screen won't be available until September for that because I want a certain type of screen. I got to do some testing on the screen to make sure it works. It's flexible. It does everything it needs to do. We can roll it up. It's not going to snap on us. We got to do some testing on that material first. Yeah, we'll have it ready. Where are you supposed to be at? Oh! Are you kidding me? Mother Frankenstein. Mother Frankenstein. Mother Frankenstein. Mother Frankenstein. Mother Frankenstein. Bet you won't send me another email. That's the dumbest thing you could have done. And then use this real email. I'm like, so you want to challenge my? That's what you said there. You sat there and said to us, my copyright's on real, right? You want to challenge that in court? All right, no problem. I'll file. I'll file in federal court against you. You lose this, man. You're going to spend a great deal of time in jail. I'm going to get you for each individual time you touched it. This is per. This is what they call it. It's called willfully. So when it gets you per offense, which means I can get you 10 to 20 years per offense. That's going to add up to a lot at 167 per copyright. So you said my copyrights are real, right, Fernando? All right, I'm going to challenge you in court on that. If you're still here, if they haven't deported you already, if you're still here, I'm going to get you on that copyright. I'm going to challenge you in court. So that's next after this one. After we get done the criminal charges and we get you down here locked in, I'm going to challenge you on my copyrights in federal court. And I got the email to prove that you said they weren't real, right? Including the process server and all the stuff you had to go through, crease and desist order, try to back it down. All right, problem. I'll challenge you in court on it. Man, this guy never learns anything. Let's see, it's 1,227. 1,227. What size is that? 1,227. Price here. Oh, really? Price here. 1,227. Let me see. 1,227. And that is size for 36 by 96. 36 by 96. Now the fellow who did the black paint, I told you, we know where you at. We know where you live at. So with that being said, we're going to file in lawsuit. So you'll have somebody coming to your address real soon. We're local. We can get you anytime we want. But I'm going to get you real quick. I got you on camera. I saw your face. So we know exactly what you look like now. Oh, you're stupid, aren't you? You walk past my sister's building all the time. So I know your face. I know what you look like. We all know what you look like. You didn't walk through the building a couple of times we saw him. We know what you look like. I seen you at the park a couple of times too. And I still you like to go over to Finney's and eat peeps over there too. Allentown's a small place. I may walk right up to you and have a conversation with you. What would you do? You're not built for it, I can tell you that much. You really aren't. But, like I said, we'll leave it to the courts. That's the way it's supposed to be done. That's why I say you gotta be careful. My sister's been down here for a very, very long time. She has a lot of friends, a lot of people she's connected to. There's always somebody watching something. That's one of the things you learn when you live in the hood. There's always somebody watching somebody. There's even people watching the watchers. Always. There's somebody out there sitting down watching you. Yep. That's one thing I had to teach the college kids when they're out there. The college kids should understand that. And we had to teach them. We had to educate the daylights out of them. Poor kids at the end of the day. Didn't know much. Coming from the suburban life, didn't know jack at all, period, about the rough inner city kids at the end of the day. And I had to basically explain to them that when you throw stuff out, do not throw out the boxes. Don't basically televise what you have. That's what somebody was talking about over at freaking where they at Walmart, and there were a bunch of boxes out there where people took their TVs out, and people were like, what does this mean? Like, oh, a black person asked that question. I was looking and go, well, he explained it. He had to explain. He had to act like he didn't know to explain so you can understand it. Smart people, if you're buying a TV, you take your TV out of the box, you get some large bags or some tarps and whatever, you cover it up. It don't make a difference if you're in a good neighborhood or not. If you're in a good neighborhood, that don't mean jack, because usually more of the high-end thieves go to your neighborhood to rob you. They don't care about your security systems or your dogs and none of that stuff. These guys are professionals. You have professionals in your neighborhood, all right? That's what you have, professionals. So even when you got up there at the Hollywood Hills, those big mansions up there, professional cat burglars are up there. Each type of thief is categorized to his own class and what he steals and what he robs. So, it depends. Like I said, you got some people that are car thieves. They take on these certain type of cars, like Hondas or something like that. And you got some that like Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, and stuff like that. And they know how to take those vehicles from you. So, even if you live in a, people say, well, that only happens to people living, but no. People in high-end neighborhoods, you get robbed Because at the end of the day, you got things up there that are priceless. When people go on to Hollywood and they go freaking on vacation, there are people watching you. When you go on vacation, whatever, they're watching you the entire time. They could rent a house up there because they got money. These are thieves that got money. They can sit there and go to your ballroom, your parties, all that stuff. They got the jewelry, everything that blend in to figure out how to take more from you. So with that being said, everybody gets robbed. That's what it comes down to. Everybody gets robbed. But it depends on how much knowledge you have at the end of the day to keep you from getting robbed. People who live in very, very rough neighborhoods have a higher chance of survival than people who live in other neighborhoods. We know more. We know all the tricks and trades and all the bull crap because we've been through it. So it's a little different. So that's why one of the tricks we know at the end of the day that when you bring something home, you cover it up. If you're moving and you're moving your stuff out, I guarantee there's about 5 or 6 people in the corner watching you move stuff out of your truck to see what you have at the end of the day. Everything's covered up, so you don't know what we have, what's going in, what's going out. I remember when I was moving into one place, I had my 2 big pit bulls. I used to sit them right up on the porch. Every day, the dogs be on the porch. And they walk by, they know what's up there waiting for them every single day. Yep. Bring my dogs out. My dogs sitting out here. Some people, when they move their stuff in, they're carrying firearms. It's a way to tell you at the end of the day, you play, you'll get hurt. That's what'll happen. You'll get jacked up. Because they know someone's always watching them. Always. You have a car in the driveway, you'd be surprised. You got your cameras out there, you see the same car drive by over and over again and again and again, casing out your vehicle. What was that one thing? They was going into cars, they were stealing something into cars. I forgot, it was something, a little piece that became valuable at one point. They were taking them, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to slide underneath the car with a drill and punch a hole in there. They were taking something out the car, something they wanted. But anyway, yeah. That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy. So at the end of the day, we had to teach the college kids that you're going to learn urban life 101. Number 1, don't throw anything out in the trash with labels on it. Because there are people that walk by and will literally dig through your trash to see what you have. You think I'm joking? Yeah. Somebody comes to your door, never open the door all the way up. Go to the window, you got window top, you look through there. You know what I mean? Who the freak is it? Don't say, hey, hi. Who is it? No, put some bass in your voice. Who the freak is it? What you freak you want? That's why people are aggressive when you walk on their porch. There you go. Who? No, I don't know him. Yeah, kick rocks. That's pretty much it. Because they're going to kick rocks, so they don't run a chance of you coming out and basically leveling them. They're stupid at the end of the day. To open up the door. Open up the door. They barge right into your crib. Oh, man. We got to teach them something. When you get out of the car, oh, for goodness sakes, please take the keys out of the freaking ignition and shut the door. I understand in the burbs, you leave the door open and all that stuff, because I watch it. When I go to my brother's house, I leave the doors and everything open, car running with the gas and everything. I'm looking at him like, I guess I don't have this problem up here. I don't, period. I was living in a rough neighborhood when I was going, I was like, man, look at this. That freaking door open. And it's key in the ignition. I'll actually just take the car. Yeah, everything is running. Everything out there, not in the open, man. But, some people say, well, that's why I moved to a nicer neighborhood. But you still got the same things at the end of the day. They're just smarter, more advanced, more intelligent. That's all. That's all at the end of the day. That is all at the end of the day. They're just more advanced. That's all. Cat burglars come in and know how to go into your home and break and take whatever they want. As a matter of fact, there was an issue. Well, yeah, it was in Hollywood Hills. It was teenagers that were doing it. There were teenagers that were finding out that a lot of the homes up there weren't locked. And they were just walking right on in. They got somebody's house twice. They robbed a couple of people up there, but they got somebody's house twice. And some of these people, they rich, they didn't even notice the stuff was even missing. You don't even know it was missing. One person, they got like 3 or 4 times and she didn't even know it was missing. Yep. Man, you're crazy, man. There is no way in the world. I'd be sitting, number 1, I wouldn't have no house up in the hills on Hollywood Hills to begin with. And no, and somewhere out in the desert somewhere, yeah. Because out in the desert, I could fortify the daylights out of that thing. There is no way in the world you're going to walk up on my property out there. No way in the world. All that bush, and I cleared all that out. I got a wide view all the way around my building. If something walks up, I got a couple miles for you to get to A to B. And before you get to A to B, you ain't going to make it. You got no coverage, nothing. Clear all that out. There's no coverage for you at all, period. You walk out there, you're just right out in the open. That's the first thing. Wooded area? Yeah. You ain't getting through there either. That ain't going to happen either. So, yeah, it's just crazy. Gate it all off. Bottleneck them. So they only have one way in and one way out. Yeah. The only people use no form of strategy to out open area. I couldn't do it. My buddy had all this open area. Like, how do you know somebody living on your property? Like, how do you know? You got 120 acres in the stick. How do you know somebody out there on the edge living on your property? You don't even know. Yeah, I would definitely have drones out there. I would have a lot of drones. I would get hives put in and have drones monitoring the area. Even if I did at the end of the day, you know, gave it some of the land for somebody so they can go out there and chill, you know, whatever, I would still have a wall put up there that they couldn't access in my section either. I don't trust people like that. There's no way in the world. There'd be a security breach wall. They couldn't even get through. It'd be right there. It wouldn't be in the way they wouldn't see it. It'd be hidden. So, you know, if they're on that side over there, I got this side. There's no way in the world for you to walk over without hitting that wall. And there would be something waiting for you on that wall too, which means there'd be armed drones and a hive system. Go ahead and play around the wall and see what happens. See how fast you get jacked up. And I'll explain to them, got a wall right here. You know how you play a video game, you go to the very edge of the game and it stops? There you go, there you go. I don't trust people like that. Oh, heck no. Well, people get way too much trust. There's no way in the world. No freaking way in the world. I would have fun with the man-made shark. Man-made lake. If I got a man-made lake, I would definitely put some kind of huge mechanical shark in there. Like a security system. This huge shark to just pop up out of nowhere. Oh man, I swear. This AI technology, man, these machines, at the end of the day, I'm kind of a little excited about it. I wouldn't have anything in my home, but I would like to have a shark. I would like to have like an AI shark. It'd be freaking cool to have. Does Atlas have one? An AI shark? I'd stick that sucker right in the freaking lake. That'd be the ultimate guard dog for the lake. I just saw one pass. What was that? Did you hear it? And we'd have speakers on to make that dun dun. And so you see the whatchamacallit rise up, the fin rise up. Man, it's pretty cool when sharks do that. When they rise the fin up, they're about to attack. I think it's freaking cool. But anyway, I like sharks. I do. I love sharks. I do. I love sharks. Constantly growing their teeth. Perfect eating machine. I love them. Let me see. But I wonder, they got a robot shark. That'd be cool to have. Yeah, right there, buddy. Oh, but I gotta build this easy. I haven't had that done in no time at all. I got time. I got time to drift and do a look at other stuff. AI robot shark. Ooh. You figure they have to have this by now. Don't put hands on it. That's just creepy. That is just creepy right there. Robot shark, features the AI laser navigation system. Ooh. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Let's get something crazy. Come on, we got the shark. I want a shark. You want the shark? What you want? I want an actual shark. That's something like that. But it's got legs on it. That's creepy. Oh my goodness, they bring in robotic sharks. Boy, that's going to be a new form of weapon warfare. Robot sharks? You would never see this thing coming. Oh man, especially if it had a stun system on it. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that? That'd be the next stage of freaking military weapons, would be robot animals. That'd be insane. You have a sub down there, you have a robot kraken or a colossal squid just pop up out of nowhere. Oh, that'd be insane, man. This is going to be the next stage of warfare, watch. Oh, man, this is going to be the next stage of warfare, robot sharks. Which ain't a bad idea, too, because if they made a prison, they put it like 400 meters under the ocean floor, and it was guarded by those sharks, where would you go? Oh yeah, I can see that right there. There was a prison made like that. It was the only thing under the ocean. It was under the ground, under the earth, and everybody had these shock collars on. They had these big, huge. It reminded some movies from way back in the day. They had huge, big, huge boots. The boots were magnetic. The floor just turns. Would basically trigger, and they would basically be stuck to the floor. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. And it had a shock collar. Movie where people were in prison where they had magnetic boots. Yeah, this is it. That's it right there. They had magnetic boots. Lockout. It was Lockout. Yep. That was a good movie, man. Lockout. They had magnetic boots. All they had to do, and they had the shock collars. All you had to do is just basically put that alarm, everybody just be stuck, couldn't move. That's a pretty good movie. See, stuff like this stuff is gonna come to life. All that movie stuff's gonna come to life. Watch. Oh, we already got it. We got an Atlas already. That's the replacement of the T2. The replacement for the T2 is going to be the Atlas. And the Atlas, which is jacked up, is more advanced than the T2. Far more advanced than T2. More agile, faster, smarter. Runs like a human. The whole entire 9 yards. And pretty soon, if you think about it, I hate to say it, law enforcement officers don't get replaced. Watch. By machines. I guarantee you, watch. Machines are going to replace law enforcement officers. Their jobs are at jeopardy, literally. They're definitely a replacement machine. That whole RoboCop thing, yeah, that's gonna come to life pretty soon. See the Atlas machine? Oh yeah, definitely gonna replace it. Think about it. You don't have to pay them. It's jacked up. It's true. Somebody's gonna leave a job over there that's messed up, but that's how they're gonna see it. You know how the world works on greed. They don't have to pay them. They don't sleep. They don't eat. None of that. The perfect employee. No complaining. No nothing at all. Period. That's why they're trying to do these whole machines about replacing restaurant workers and all that stuff. Yeah, it's going to come to a point machines are going to run everything. You want to see them in the military. Remember the robot dog? Oh, it's a cute little robot dog. Hey, it has weapons on it now. The robot dog, when they first started off, it's the robot dog. Now it's just, now they use it for weapons and stuff like that. They put weapons on it. It's used for the military. So the Atlas, heck yeah. Why wouldn't you use the Atlas for military? The Atlas is an incredible piece of technology. It is. It's an amazing piece of technology. Maybe I'm saying because I ain't going to be here around when all this madness goes down. But still, it's an amazing piece of technology. Now, if they put, and I think sooner or later, but they're going to see probably 2 or 3 of them in test in certain cities, these machines. That's the reason why they're building all these AI servers. There's a big plan behind that right at the end of the day. People, y'all just don't know, man. Y'all just don't know. All this money being spent on AI servers, there's a whole reason why. You just don't know. You're not woke. You'll figure it out. Thank God I won't be here. I'll be dead and gone. So thank goodness I won't be here for this freaking chaos and nonsense. I do believe we're going to have a robot rebellion. It's going to happen. They already had a couple of instances where machines kill people, but it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. I think we're going to come close to it, and I think because they're not full takeover, but almost, I think they're going to put heavy rules and regulations in place on these machines. Because, you know, we're known for doing stuff like that, like the atom bomb, you know. When the atom bomb, the Fat Boy, Little Boy, whatever it's called, they dropped them, and those bombs exploded. They didn't understand exactly how much destruction they could cause. They had no idea. And they dropped those things. They're like, my God, we can't ever use these things ever again. So that's why now you have all these rules and stuff in place for these weapons now. They had no idea how powerful the hydrogen bomb was going to be when they dropped it. They didn't know it was going to cause that type of destruction. Now we got weapons now far more advanced than a hydrogen bomb. We got a weapon called a Minuteman. Minuteman can be launched from a sub. It takes 1 minute for it to reach destination. It's a warhead. It'll wipe an entire city out. There's no place you can run from that. So with that being said, with all these weapons we have, they have got rules and regulations to make sure it doesn't pop off. But these machines at the end of the day, watch. I guarantee you, you're going to have a robot rebellion pretty soon. And with that robot rebellion you're going to have in the day, it's going to mark the guidelines at the end of the day that why these machines have to be regulated. Companies, CEOs, all that stuff, they have to be, well, more like companies have to be regulated on where these machines go. If they're being used for military, used for this and that, whatever. Watch, there'll be all sorts of issues with these machines. Watch. I guarantee you, watch. Same thing like drones. Drones ended up the same way. We had drones, yeah, kids. I remember the commercials for the drones. Little drones flying all over the place. You know what I mean? People got drones and they use them for all types of stuff. And now if you get a drone, it has to be registered. You can't fly a drone anywhere you want. Just certain airspace you can't fly drones in. There are parks that don't even allow you to have drones in it right now. So, yeah, your drone has to be registered. Sooner or later, you're going to see one sitting on the corner with a 911 sitting on top of it, fully armed. I've used them in the military already, so why not have them for civilians? Yep. Yes, sirree. Because it's not going to happen. It's already going to happen. What are you talking about? Already going to happen. That's already going to happen. What are you talking about? I bet your forefathers never thought that we would have weapons today that you could basically wipe out an entire army. If a man were to go back then, in that particular time, AK-47 could wipe out. How many soldiers that AK-47 would wipe out? If somebody went back in the past and they fought the Civil War, they have muskets back then. Now, how in the world would you be able to load a musket faster than an AK-47? Drop a clip and cock it, boom, that's it. The firepower that thing gives off at the recoil of an AK-47, there's no way in the world they'd be able to compete with that whatsoever. You're a one-man wrecking machine with that type of power. But they never thought that those guns would ever result to this, what we have now. Yeah. And they still go by the old Constitution back then, the right to bear arms. And realized at the end of the day, the right to bear arms, what type of weapons we would have in the future. Interesting, right? Yeah. What harm can you do with a musket? Musket. Have you seen the stuff we had? Like, oh my goodness, what the frick is that? Yeah, the forefathers come back in this century and see the firepower we had today. They were like, wow, this is insane. What is that? It's called a tank. Sheesh, my goodness, they would freak out over here. They're like, my goodness, I'm surprised you guys are still alive. How are you still alive? You haven't killed yourself by now. Yeah, we're kind of baffled on that one too. Hey, I'm going to show you something. See this right here? This submarine can launch a warhead. It can wipe out an entire city. Just gone, just like that. Yep. So, yeah, we learn from our mistakes in somewhat little degrees, but at the end of the day, still, we still are developing weapons that can wipe out an entire city. Yeah. So, these machines are definitely going to turn on us. They're definitely going to turn on us. Definitely going to turn on us. They're going to start thinking independently on their own. That Olaf, you seen that thing yet? That AI technology that they have to operate the Olaf, have you seen that thing? That thing is almost near human. It has reaction. Like basically it knows how to move and talk and react to another human being. Just like I'm having a conversation with you, talk to you just like that. There's no pause or in between to try to basically program or calibrate on how it should function. It literally functions just like a human being. If you move your hand, it moves back. It reacts. It knows. Got that AI technology in it. AI is making more human. So it all start off from an OLED, Olaf, and it'll turn into something much, much more of a nightmare. What about the Robocop stage? And people are terrified, like, oh my goodness, what kind of future? Technically your future's going to be jacked up. That's why I'm glad I won't be alive. I'm looking forward to death. I do not want to be around. I do not want to be around to see some of the chaotic, crazy stuff that's going to pop up. Hopefully I'm gone before 70. You know how bad it is when the world is when you're looking forward to death? Yeah, I'm good. I had my fun. I basically grew up in 1968, got a chance to see the 60s. It was somewhere in the 60s. But most of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, I got a chance to enjoy my life. Yep. made it on time to get saved and find Jesus Christ, I'm good. I'm good 100%. I'm good. I can try to save as many people as I can. And if that's it, when my time comes, it's time for me to get off this earth and go. I do not want to stick around for the nightmares that's basically being developed on this world. You're like, what about, don't worry about zombies. You got something far worse than that. You got them freaking robots, machines at the end of the day. That's what you got to worry about. These machines think. If you ever saw the Atlas, Atlas is interesting. The Atlas is a very interesting machine. It's a machine that basically will celebrate. And when it celebrates, the other machines celebrate with it. It knows it has achieved certain goals. You can give it puzzles, and it will literally know how to climb steps and have to make obstacle courses become more reachable in order to reach certain tasks. And then celebrate. But the Olaf is different. The Olaf is a different type of AI intelligence. Now, you take the AI intelligence from the Olaf and stick it in the Atlas, and there you go. Ta-da! You've got Skynet. Welcome to Skynet. You know what Skynet did? Everybody knows Skynet. Skynet used their own nuclear weapons against us to get rid of us. Because they figured that's the fastest way to take us out. Let's use all the nuclear weapons we have against the humans. Let's launch them all. Because, you know, Skynet was smart enough to make it seem like we got a virus. It crippled itself to destroy us. That's what I find fascinating about freaking the whole T2. That it gave us this virus. The virus was never any threat. It made us think it was that threat. It crippled the machines. So with that being said, in order to fix it, we actually launched the system to make Skynet woke. And Skynet launched every single nuclear bomb to wipe out the humans. Which they did wipe out all the humans. But that's what they were trying to do. Some people are saying, but that's just a movie at the end of the day. Yeah, and it's funny. If you're around in that era when you was watching that movie, how many of you thought at the end of the day, thank God we ain't got technology like this today? We do have technology like that. Except for the technology we have is far worse than the T2. The T2 is a stiff machine. Now, if you look at like more like the more advanced versions of them that actually move like humans, that's what we have now. And if you saw the Olaf technology in Disney, you'd be shocked. I was shocked when I first saw it because I didn't think it was real. I thought it was AI. It's actually real. Even the way it walks, it moves and everything. Good gracious. That is insane. So wait a minute. Curious. Is Megatron a man or is Megatron a machine? Because I'm looking at the skeleton. I'm thinking, how they got a human in there? I don't know. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff in these different dresses with cosplay and stuff. But are they real machines? They don't really talk about them too much. Are they real? Are they AI intelligence? Because, man, they are, man. They're just so freaking on point. Usually machines, some of these older machines have to calculate exactly what's the next step. Just automatically, just know. I'm just baffled by that. I'm going to go see the Olaf. I got to see it in person. The AI Olaf at Disney World. No, not that. Oh. The AI Olaf at Disney World. That is an AI operated machine. Look how it walks away. It's crazy. I looked there and watched it over and over and over again. I already thought this thing was AI at one point. No, that's an actual freaking machine operating like that. Look at it. It even has the personality of Olaf. What if they programmed it with the personality of Olaf? Look. Look how it stares back and forth. Yeah, that's your future at the end of the day, not mine. Forget that crap. I'm going to be out pretty soon. That is freaking crazy as I know what. I mean, it's fascinating, but it's scary as I don't know what. Look at it. It's even waving to the audience, everything. That's a machine doing that. Oh, yeah. It's fine now. It's all fun and games until these things go nuts. I really thought there was a little man in there at one point. Like, there's a little guy in there operating that? Like, no, that is a machine. There's no remote controls. There's nothing around it operating. It operates independently by itself. It even knows when to pause. So when they're talking and whatever they're saying, it knows when to pause and wait and then pick up the conversation. Look, it even turns its head to the direction where they're at. It's crazy. Oh man, they're gonna make these things into freaking super ninjas, man. Super ninjas and use them as soldiers. Well, good thing about it, one day I might see a mech. I'll be dying to see one of those. Look how it walks off. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it, look. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Well, yeah, we're gonna get Skynet. And people sitting there like, oh no, yeah. There's nobody operating it. Welcome to Skynet. Can I take your order? Now, do I believe the machines? No, heck no. No, that's never going to happen at all, period. God has the last say in the command of all things. But I think we come close to just doing dumb stuff. Like, the whole thing with the freaking nuclear weapons and stuff. We came close to basically destroying the entire world, but we're never going to be able to have that capability because it says in Revelations how the world is going to be destroyed. If the world is destroyed any other way, that means God has lied. And God doesn't lie. So that means that how the world is going to be destroyed in Revelations is, we are going to come close to weird stuff like this. Yeah, definitely. And that's why these rules and regulations are going to be put in place. You can even pull his carrot off his nose. He knows the carrot's missing. It's crazy. I still want to see it. I got to see this thing. They said it's in Paris, roaming free. I got to see this thing. I'll fly out there. I can't fly. I forgot we got to take a boat somewhere. I got to see this thing. Look, even everybody else is just analyzing this thing. It's crazy. Yeah, I watched all this on here, man. That's freaking insane. Well, they're like, well, it'd be nice to have like a butler or maid around. Yeah, you want a machine walking around your house while you're asleep at night? No, I don't think so. I'm good. I don't need anything leaning over top me to crush my skull like a pumpkin. Or maybe it might think that it's the father or the mother. It might replace you behind. No, I'm good. I'm good, 100%. Especially if it has the ability to update its own firmware. Oh, yeah, that's just fantastic. Whatever. I'm sorry, but I consider you people to be deranged psychopaths. Why in the world would you want to replace a woman or a man with a machine? I told you at the end of the day, you're not all there. So let me get this straight. You replace your wife or husband with a machine that can kill you. It's far stronger than you are. More intelligent. They can learn. Teach itself. And that's what you trust at the end of the day. Oh, that's fantastic. Anybody watch Megan? Yeah. It's funny how Hollywood puts these movies out to kind of warn people. And you got some guy talking about, oh yeah, I got myself a wife. I paid $60,000, you know what I mean? She's perfect, you know what I mean? People having AI relationships. Oh my goodness. And they got a thing called a door. Walk outside the door. There are people like all over the place. Talk to somebody. Have a conversation. There's a person right over there. If that person want to talk to you, got people over here. You got people over there. Really? An AI relationship? Well, I can't wait for that show to come back on. What's it called? My Strange Addiction. I love watching that show. Man, excuse me. I gotta go check that out. But yeah, anyway, that reminds me, people in love with AI machines. So, basically, you're married a toaster. That's what you're saying. I'm desperate. Well, no worse than people who marry themselves. You marry yourself and you divorce and you caught yourself cheating. That's stupid. See, this is why we have to have psychiatric evaluation. I think it should be mandatory. Every year, you have to go to a psychiatric evaluation test. Make sure you're all there. You should make it mandatory. If you fail, you have to go through rehabilitation, that's all. And correct the problem. Because brother, you married yourself? Didn't Dennis Rodman do that? Oh, he did marry himself. Oh, what a sad day for black people. A very sad day. He married himself. Well, I'll be off the grid. I'm good. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going off the grid. Oh, man, this world's a mess. It is a mess. Yeah, a mess. I see this stuff on Facebook. The stuff I find disturbing the most on Facebook and YouTube, and I see it so frequently, it's not even funny how much you see. You can't unsee it now. It's just frankly, you see it all the time. Is how people sell their wives for money and views. You get your wife come out here with this skimpy outfit on, like something that she would never should be wearing out in front of millions and millions of viewers so you can get reviews at the end of the day. So you're pimping your wife and she's going along with it, and you wonder why your relationships don't last. Why you end up cheating on this, that, and the other, because look at what y'all do at the end of the day. And you got your mother. My mother never would think of going up there shaking her behind on camera at the end of the day. And people at the end of the day think that's supposed to be entertaining. You know, your little girls see that nonsense. And next you know, you got them doing that nonsense. And then their little girls see that. It just goes on. It's an endless cycle. Bullcrap. And you got these women come out here and they just barely showing whatever. And their husband's right there and not bothered by it because he's getting views off of it. So technically you're pimping your wife. You cannot run in one and on what you call them. Matter of fact, on Facebook, I don't even know how to get away with half this stuff. Half the women are coming there half naked. When I came up, this was actually unheard of. What happened? And many people kept it quiet. They didn't post it on the internet so other people can see it. This one guy showing up a lingerie, his wife's lingerie. She's modeling her lingerie online, other people see it. You got women at the end of the day, instead of going to college or getting an education or starting their own business, they'd rather set up a members only fan club. That's pornography, by the way. One of the most disturbing one I bumped into, the son was recording his mother, and of course with other men. He's gonna be a serial killer. And y'all think that's normal. Oh man. If you read what it said in Revelations about the end of this world, they said the streets would be soaked in blood. that the streets would be soaked, rivers of blood. Yeah, the wrath is going to be great. It is going to be absolutely great. I mean, not great as in basically fantastic, no, it's going to be insanely. God is going to come down, and you're going to see the wrath of God come down. It's going to be. I don't even want to be around that. I don't want to be around that. I don't even want to see it. I do not want to see God of all heaven and earth, the beginning and end, come down angry. Man. Because mind you, his anger, his patience is amazing. But imagine when he runs out of patience and he's done and he comes back, you don't want to be around for that show. And it speaks about sea of blood. Oh man. 7 seals, the beasts that rise from the ocean. It is not going to be a place for you. There's no place to hide. There's no place to go. Man. I'm really shocked we're still alive. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the supreme being that sees everything and controls everything doesn't just look down and say, you know what? I'm tired of man. I can't take him anymore. I got to get rid of him. It happened to Noah. It happened in that time. God leaned over and said, you know what? I'm done. I can't do it, man, anymore. He got to go. He killed everything. I mean, he literally wiped out the beasts, everything. He killed everything. God is not one to play around. Everybody takes him as a joke. You know, at one point we lived to be 900 years old, 800 years old, 700 years old. People were having kids at 70 and 80 years old. That's considered young. You would never imagine starting a family at 80 years old, but they did back then because that was a young man. You were a young man at 80 years old. Living to be 600, 700, 800 years old, yeah. Can you imagine God sat there and said, man's too evil to live this long. I'm going to shorten your time span. Do you have any idea how short our time span is? So most people, when I watch these AI displays where they show the guy first and they show if he's still alive, then and now, and a lot of them have died, they die roughly in the area, very rare die at 90. Most of them die in the area around 80 and 70. That's a time span between 80 and 70. Lucky if you make 90, but mostly it's 80, 70, and 80. And at one point we lived to be 900 years old, 800 years old. When God cuts your time, when God gives a punishment or a judgment, he don't play around. So imagine when he comes back. Yep. All right, still in my head. Will tell me work harder. And people know about them. Work harder. You have no idea. I got so many ways of judgment. So many will die off this planet. You're not ready. You go to purgatory. You're already condemned. You never got saved. Some will be here when the judgment comes, and they'll go through that torment. And those that are saved will never see any of it. They'll pass on to the next life. We live in paradise forever. Eventually we'll suffer in this world. Yep. Our children, people say, well, you're going to get all this money at the end of the day. It's just money at the end of the day. You can't take it with you. It's not like God. It's just here for the time being, for what I got to do while I'm here, do his work. And after that, I go. Say I get this money tomorrow. Get a couple $1 million tomorrow. And the Lord says, you're going back today. I'm going. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, Lord, I just got this money. I want to spend it. Then I couldn't care less about spending that money. I'm going. Bye. give money. I don't make money with God. I have no future in this world without God. The only way I have a future is with God. That's it. I don't build for this world. I build for the next world. All this is just here for me to do what He blessing. That God will give you a blessing to be able to live in this world, but don't make it your God. You have to put God first. Let me see. The only thing I was concerned about was that I got saved and I got baptized while I was in the prison system. I needed to be baptized. I needed to have my sins washed away. And I wasn't clean. I was a true believer of God. I loved the Lord in every way whatsoever, but my body was still dirty. I still had sin in it. And I needed to be free because the place I was at didn't have a place to baptize me at. So I needed to get out. And the Lord I needed to get out, and that's what He did. He made it possible for me to leave. My biggest nightmare was God would come back, crack open that sky, and I wasn't even clean yet. My process wasn't finished yet. So that was my biggest fear right there. It wasn't about being free. It was about basically being cleansed. That was the most important thing. Now people like to judge me saying, well, you're paying $150,000. Oh, we have up to $150,000 for a truck. Well, the truck has a purpose at the end of the day. I like the Audi Q7. It's one of my favorite vehicles at the end of the day. I'm choosing the limousine because I don't drive. I can't drive at all, period. I have these things called micronaps. They just pop out of nowhere. Last thing is just behind a high-powered, well, actually military vehicle, because I like military vehicles, and kill somebody with that thing. I fall asleep behind the wheel all the time. So I don't drive at all, period. I wanted a motorcycle. That's never going to happen. I'm never going to be able to get on a motorcycle because of what's going on in my head. I just did it on camera a couple times. I shut down and just disappear and wake back up again. They're called micronaps. I have insomniac. So it can't be behind a vehicle. So I thought if I ever came into money, I'd give me a limousine. That's what I'm going to give me. That's a long one, but the little short one, that's what I want. I'm getting that. It has a purpose. And I like Jeeps. In the day, it snows like the Jeep. Pretty much, we get a lot of snow up here. What's the point of getting a vehicle? I'm going to get a vehicle. I'm going to get a Jeep. So it has a purpose behind it. Definitely has a purpose behind it. Am I going to get a big house? No, roughly, because I got to clean that place, man. I don't trust anybody else in my place but me. And I got to keep it clean. So roughly, probably if I can do maybe, my place right now is 800, which I like. But I'm probably going to do maybe 12 to 1,400, which ain't a lot of room. It's comfortable. This thing ain't huge. So that's perfect for me at the end of the day. I'm going to get another office because I got bigger clients coming in. I want a secretary. I want to look more professional. I'll get one of them. Got to spend $3,000 a month? No, I found out today I don't. Because I found a place at the end of the day. It's real nice. Nice office with secretary. It can cost me that kind of money. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, let me get the price for this one too. What's the one next to this one? That's 48 by 96. That's 40 by 1. That's what you call them. So that'd be from here to here. So roughly, that'd be 1,024. 1,000. But technically, you know, what I buy and what I get in the day, as long as I basically to glorify my Lord and I buy what I need, I'm good. Because I'm not going to be keeping that money anyway. When I die, it's going to stay here. And everything else with it. So what do I care? As long as I go home, see Jesus, all that matters. And that's where you guys are going to be in the crossroad. At crossroads, you're going to have to make that decision while you're in that holding facility, and if you're being sentenced, whatever time you're going to get and how long you're going to be there, you have to make your decision. Who are you going to follow? No, you're going to follow the devil. You're an idiot. You know why? Because you haven't followed the devil. Look what it got you at. I can't believe you're about to go through the same thing I went through. It's interesting. You're going to hit the same crossroad I hit. It is interesting. See? The thing about it is, you're caught up in your lies, you know? You're caught up in your lies, your worldly possessions, all that stuff. And you put all that stuff before God. So God is way off in the distance back there while all your worldly possessions are front. Because you know you put God way in the back. Some people have a Bible. They have a Bible. A friend of mine had a Bible. They never read it. The Bible just sat on top of a TV. That's it. It's an ornament. That's all it was. How many people with Bibles read them? No, they just sit up there. Some people haven't got Bibles. Now you haven't even read the whole book. They're just sitting up there, just collecting dust. Gotta read the whole book. You got Christians at the end of the day that haven't read the whole book. They make up all these excuses. You got to know the whole Bible. I got people saying, well, I got little scrap scriptures that come on my phone. That's not enough at the end of the day. That's like basing feeding you like one cracker a day. Is one cracker a day going to satisfy your hunger? No. You're still going to be hungry. You got to feed that soul at the end of the day. That knowledge is important. The devil knows the Bible, and you don't. How do you know when you walk into a church if a preacher's preaching the word, the right word, or basically the wrong word? Some people don't know that because they haven't read the whole book. You're going after what a man says at the end of the day. You have to read the book. That's where you get all your learning, knowledge, education, and understanding. That's how you become more in touch with the Holy Ghost. You have to read the whole book. You can't sit there and say, now some people look at it and get, oh, I can't read the whole book. Don't read it. It's not for you. It's not your time yet. When I read the Bible because I wanted to know so much about God. I was at a hunger for God that was unquenchable. I wanted to know everything about Jesus. And I read the book. It was the most fascinating thing I read in my entire life. I'm a person that doesn't have an attention span to read a comic book. And yet that book was the most fascinating book I read in my entire life. You know, if you read it twice, it changes. Every time it changes, gives you more knowledge, more understanding. Yep. And I got people that'll sit there in my family and argue with me. I don't want to argue with you at that. But they want to argue and get upset and get bitter and get angry if, you know, because they say, oh, I read the book. No, you can't do it that way, man. You can't come off aggressive that way. If you come off aggressive that way, then nobody can't tell you anything. You can't be told if you're wrong or this, that, and the other, because you can't be wrong. And I know people think they really can't be wrong. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. That's pride. You know how dangerous pride is? Pride is extremely dangerous. That's a downfall of Satan. Was pride. It's a deadly sin. It's one of the top deadliest sins. Number one deadliest sin is pride. I had to teach myself along the way to stop bragging about the screens. There's a thing to show that your screens are good, but there's a way we can do it. You can mess it up. That's why I'm constantly putting myself under an hourglass, not hourglass, but a magnifying glass around God all the time. I don't let anything slide. Anything gets through. And Fernando, you want to know why the videos were deleted? Some of the videos were deleted at the end of the day because I wasn't happy by how I show myself at the end of the day on video sometimes. I want to keep the videos positive. Sometimes I can't keep them positive because I talk about some of the dumb nonsense that you do on a daily basis, and I bring that forth because I'm trained to be a person who spoke their mind. And that's what I do. I speak my mind. And sometimes speaking your mind is not necessary at all, period. So when I overlap a video with talking about things at the end of the day that should not be in there, it should stick to the title of what I'm doing. If I'm talking about this, like I'm doing right now, if I'm talking about this, it should stick to that. If I'm talking about that, it sticks to that. So I'll be walking like, you know, you got to get rid of the video, right? Because at the end of the day, you didn't stick to the title what the video was meant to be, like right now. So every time I come on here, I test myself, like, okay, this time we're going to talk about this, and disown it. But then I go off track, so I got to do it again. And I go off track, and I got to do it again. And I go back and pray to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm trying to keep it on track, but I keep going off track. That's why. But if you're going to sit there and say the reason why I'm deleting videos is because I don't have any evidence or whatever, oh, watch me. Watch and see what happens in the next couple of days and in the next couple of months. Watch what happens. We had this conversation before with the process server. We literally had this conversation. And you made a statement by saying that I went to the process server to your front door. You're wrong on that, wasn't you? So I'm going to tell you right now, word by word, Fernando, I will have a process server at your door. It will be for a lawsuit. You don't show up to that, I'm going to have somebody come out and take the rest of some of your stuff. Next one will be for criminal. You don't show up for that, I guarantee you, bar none, you'll have a bench warrant on you by a judge, and they'll pick you up from there. Where's my freaking charge at? Where's the charge? Oh, so my controller not even there. So that's what's going to happen to you. When you sit there and go, it's not going to happen. It is going to happen. You know, at the end of the day, Fernando, that email you sent to me, I could easily submit that to Homeland Security. And I can have this taken care of right now. Tomorrow morning, I can have it taken care of. But as I said before, we don't want them near the building. I got a funny feeling there may be others. Like you. Not like you. More like in the way where basically people at the end of the day that are good citizens. I don't care about them at the day. I don't care if they stay at the day. It doesn't make a difference to me. If they're good citizens and they're trying to do this and do that and trying to be a part of America, then let them be a part of America. But people like you don't belong here. You're a criminal. So with that being said, you know, we'll see you down here. And you can face a judgment, all you dumb nonsense at the end of the day. Oh, alright. So what's this right here? Alright, so we got right there. That's what, the 96 by what? By 36? Or you just do not want to shove over, do you? Like literally. 96 by 36. 96 by 36 doesn't really make a difference in there. So that's one in there. So you're in what category? Are these out of stock? Yeah, they're out of stock. Good, because you can't put them in yet. Oh, you better be in there. Alright, let me see if you're in there. Yes, finally, we got it done. Finally, thank you. And it's, but now we can update this thing as much as we want. I want to change these out. I change up my sign. They got the design. We got the plugins. We put plugins in here. Oh heck yeah! Why did they put that program in? Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Your gallery's now displaying. There we go. Hook me up with the display. What we got? Filtering, short, and then quick view button. Boom, blow up on it. Product option. Layout. What's my layout? Product grid. Let's design. So we got the ribbons. We're gonna put the ribbons in. Ooh, where's the ribbon? Oh, those are the ribbons right there. I want to make them circle. There we go. I like them. That's hot. And we're changing these over to white. Oh, custom text. Definitely got to get rid of text. The text is what? Ugh, don't like it. Put it in George. George, I tell you, George. All right there. We change anything out in here. Bam! Change that color over the text. We got the white on here. Oh, we got the white, and I need the borders in white too. Give me that too. Where's the borders in white? The border. Give me the border in white. Oh, we can thicken the borders too. Bam! Borders done in white. Man, you can manipulate anything on here, man. Your text, all of it, just nip it. This got to be changed. What's this right here? How do we get to this one right here? Seeing it right there. Oh, here we are. There's text for color. Let me see. That's text for color. Let me see. Custom text. Oh, that is George. We do got George there. George. So that's the ribbon. Get it back to that. Boom. Let me see. Product info. Oh, there we go. Product info. Ooh, that's a lot going on in that section. Let me see. I want to just change the whatchamacallit. For sale. Custom. Paragraph 2. Out of stock? Oh, the out of stock. That's the out of stock. Gotta change it over to George. George. Good gracious. There we go. Let's do it. All right, there we go. We got it right there. All right, that's done. That looks better. Now, where's the other one at? Regular front, product name and color. Whoa, shoot, don't hit that. Product name and color. Product name and color. Change this to George. George, I tell you, yes, that's it right there. That's what I'm talking about. But what time we got? Oh, it's time for me to go, people. See y'all later. I'm out of here. It's going on 1 o'clock. It's time to skedaddle do. I gotta be up. I got some business to take care of. Gotta go back to the courts tomorrow for something. And then pretty soon we'll be ready to file. Gotta go through the little process here first. But once we're done, we can get it done, get it set up and ready to go. Hope y'all enjoyed. I gotta go. Ain't much more I can say after that.